Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rachel. If you're new here, I am a wellness entrepreneur, a coach, as well as a content creator, currently based in Los Angeles, but I am in the process of a move. I've got a bunch of boxes that I am hiding right now, but I'm in the middle of a move to Austin. So it's a huge life transition for me, and I am looking forward to this next adventure. If you have any questions at all actually about LA or Austin, please let me know and I'm happy to share, and also share parts of my journey around just what it takes to move, like what the different changes are, the things that I maybe didn't expect or was expecting and it was a little different. And anyway, I can share all of the good stuff if you want, and I'll most likely be sharing a ton on my Instagram, so make sure to follow me over there. Anyway, today the focus of this video is how to create a bare minimum sustainable morning ritual. I feel like when you think about the wellness world, there's always 5 million things that you're supposed to be doing when it comes to setting up a morning ritual. You have to take all of your special herbs and supplements. You have to make sure to get a 60-minute HIIT workout in. You have to do meditation. You have to go on your walk. You have to do like a ton of different things. And I feel like it can feel very overwhelming, and it can feel almost like you have this checklist and to-do list in the morning. And it's like we live in such a to-do list type of environment, hustle culture already. Like, why are we trying to do the most in the morning when we have that for ourselves all day, you know? So this video is really all about creating those small, bare minimum things that you need to do in the morning to sustain yourself. And I say bare minimum because it's not like I want to live my life doing the minimum, but establishing a bare minimum, what that actually does is it creates healthy habits, because you are more likely to accomplish your bare minimum as opposed to like the 10, 20 things that you are supposed to do. It takes a lot of the guesswork out, and because everything is so easy and minimal for you to actually accomplish, it actually boosts your self-confidence too, because it makes you feel like, oh, I did this. So these are some of the tenets that I have in my basic bare minimum morning ritual, and these are just ideas. Obviously, you have to find what works for you, but what I do is I break down my morning ritual into 4 different areas. So in order for a morning ritual to be sustainable for me, I think about things in 4 different components: physical, mental, emotional, and relational. So let's go ahead and break down what that looks like. For physical, a few light stretches can really help wake up my body. I used to try and do yoga every morning, but it didn't actually bring me joy each day. So I decided to modify a whole practice and opt for a few simple stretches. There are mornings where I feel like I need more and have the capacity to bring more to my body. So I'll go on a walk, or I'll do a yoga flow or dance cardio workouts. And those are the days I feel amazing, because I know that's sort of like a +1 value added bonus I gave myself. But by simplifying my morning ritual to be only stretches, that simplifies my morning. It gets me to do this very consistently because it's so easy, it's so quick, and I'm able to sustain it. For mental, making my bed is such an easy one. It immediately makes me feel like, okay, I'm ready for the day, one thing accomplished, done. Aside from that, I'm also a big time journaler. I love writing and brain dumping any thoughts I have from the night before or what's coming up. I tend to carry a bit of anxiety, so actually writing down my thoughts and putting them onto paper releases that anxiety out of my body, and it gets it into written word. For emotional, as a part of my daily writing exercise, I give myself 2 prompts. How do I want to feel, and how will I accomplish this? Each morning is a little bit different, so sometimes, depending on the quality of sleep or what has happened in my life the previous day, I want to feel either focused or calm or determined or peaceful or relaxed, or all of these different things. And so I ask myself every morning, how do I want to feel? And so depending on what that answer is, I will then answer, okay, well, now that I know I want to feel X, I will accomplish this by doing Y. So if, for example, I want to feel peaceful or relaxed that day because maybe I didn't get as much sleep. So I kind of already know that it's not going to be like the most quote unquote productive in that traditional sense way. Then what I can do is I will make sure to schedule in or give myself some moments of calm where I maybe check in with a friend or I add more self-care practices into my day, and I don't jam-pack my day with a ton of tasks and actual work to do if I can help it. And lastly, for relational, what I do is I actually have a morning check-in with a friend. He's an accountability partner. So at 8:45 every single morning, we check in and we ask ourselves this very powerful question. We ask ourselves, who am I willing to be today? And usually when we answer that question, it's because we know we have something coming up in that day. So whether it's a difficult conversation with someone, or it's a big work project, or something to that effect, that will determine who you're willing to be and show up as for that day. So some days I'm willing to be grateful, some days I'm willing to be generous, some days I really want to be focused. And it's very similar to the intention setting of how I want to feel, but this gives it a different kind of layer because I'm coupling this up with an accountability person, and I can actually talk out exactly why I want to feel that way, who do I want to show up as for that day, and it gives me a bit of accountability. So now that we know how to kind of set up a sustainable morning ritual and how I break it down into those 4 different components, the second area that I really like to emphasize is that morning rituals need to bring you some kind of joy. The point of morning rituals is that it's supposed to energize you. It's supposed to ground you. It's not something that you should feel like is a chore. So for example, when I say the light stretches in the morning that I do, that's something that I actually look forward to because I know it's easy, it's simple, it's quick, and it's something that I can just turn to sort of just on autopilot in some ways. But before I incorporated those stretches, I was trying to do full-on yoga flows every single day. And it was fine for the first 5, 6, 7 days, but after a while, I sort of started kind of not enjoying it. Not that I don't love yoga, but it sort of started to feel like it was a chore for me in some ways because it was like, I have to do this thing. I have to cross it off of this morning to-do list. And it didn't necessarily bring me joy. So I simplified that to just being stretches or whatever felt good for my body. So just make sure that your morning rituals are something that bring you joy consistently, and it's okay to actually switch up your morning routine to whatever works for you. Before it used to be that morning yoga flow for me. Now for me, it's the light stretches. So you will constantly evolve and shift into different needs and areas of your life. So just go with the flow. And lastly, the importance of putting together a bare minimum morning is that it takes the guesswork out of your day. On average, everyone makes 35,000 conscious decisions in a day. That is a lot of decisions. So no wonder at the end of the day, we feel exhausted, we feel mentally sort of depleted because we've just been making decisions left and right all throughout the day. So if we can take some of that guesswork out in the morning and knock out just 2, 3, 4 things that kind of feel good for you, you're already setting up the day by having accomplished something that energizes you, that makes you feel grounded, that boosts your self-confidence, and also takes the guesswork out of your day. So I hope that these 3 tips helped you in creating a bare minimum morning that brings you joy, that grounds you, and I'd love to actually know what you consider to be a bare minimum morning for you. Let me know in the comments below. I'll see you next time. Bye.